Hey guys, I'm the 50s Kid. In this video, I'm basically doing a little test drive of my car since I've now put in a manual transmission. And I gotta say, it's really fun. It's really fun to drive. The car is just amazingly quick now. It feels like a whole brand new car. But there is kind of a downside to that, in that uh, the car is it's so. The reason this is happening is because the differential, the back end, is different between an automatic and a manual transmission. In an automatic, the gears are actually taller. It's actually like a 3.62 ratio, I believe, something like that. And in the manual, it's like a 2.93. So they're shorter gears in the manual. And the reason for this is, now that I have the automatic gears in the back end with the manual transmission, what it means is that the car is just so much quicker. It accelerates so much quicker. The best way I can describe it is that with a normal manual transmission with that 2.93 differential, think of it as if the rear end was in second gear. It's like a mini transmission back there. It's it translates the drive shaft into the rotation of the wheels, and the drive shaft has a small cog, the wheels have a big cog, so that's kind of like a transmission. So think of the regular manual as like always in second gear inside that differential. This differential, the automatic differential, is in first gear all the time. So that means that it's going to accelerate quicker, but it also means that you're going to reach the end of that gear much sooner, and you're going to have to like upshift, right? So the way that translates to the car is that the acceleration happens so much quicker, but first gear's over like that. And then when you downshift into second lasts for like half a second, and then I immediately have to shift into third. I mean, when I downshift from first to second, or upshift from first to second, the revs drop. Like I'll run the revs in first gear up to like a little over 4,000, and then I upshift into second, it drops down to 3,000 RPMs, and then boom, like that. It's up to, here we go. Oh, okay, I'm going a little too hard right now. So when I every time I upshift, the revs are always like really high immediately, and ooh, I just got sprayed with a sprinkler. The revs are always high immediately, and then I run out the gear like that, and I have to shift again. And it's really just it's very impractical. I mean, it means that you're going to be doing a lot of shifting. It means that I am doing a lot of shifting right now as I'm just driving around town. Right now I'm getting on the freeway here, and let me tell you something. The freeway is just ridiculous. I will shift, and I'll get into fifth gear, and I'll be going 80 miles an hour, and the revs will be at like 3,700 RPM. It's just stupid when you're on the freeway. But the other side of that is that you always have power when you're in fifth gear. There's just always torque. There's always power. It's basically, this is sort of like a racing setup. That's the way it feels. Like, it feels really fast. It feels not fast, but quick. I mean, I guess yes, it feels fast too, but it feels more quick than anything. That's the word that I would use to describe it. Is it's quicker. It's faster to accelerate. It's always at the higher. It wants to live at the higher RPM range. So, interestingly enough, the mileage is not any different than it was with the automatic. It might even be slightly better. I can't really tell yet because I'm still just, still kind of feeling it out. I was doing just a freeway trip yesterday, and I just reset my mileage tracker, and it was just after I don't know, 10 miles, it was like 27 miles per gallon, and that was, it's always been, I don't even know what it's been, because I don't think I often reset it when I'm just on the freeway. I'm always doing regular, just driving around town kind of stuff. So I'm always getting the lower end of the mileage, or the miles per gallon. So it's always been around like 17, say between 16 and 18 in the city. in city driving for me. And I don't yet know what this manual transmission is going to be in just city driving. But okay, so some of the downsides to this is lots of shifting. You got to do a lot of work. And then another thing that I'm finding about this transmission, or this, at least the setup the way I have it now, is the shifts are not exactly what I would call smooth and easy. They're really quick. I think this has to do with the fact that I don't have that clutch delay valve. It just, somebody had already deleted it when I got all these components. And what that clutch delay valve is, it's just a little valve with a smaller hole in it, and it's designed to not let the clutch fluid through as quick. And my picture of that, I was able to do a nice smooth shift here. My image of that is that if you have that valve on and you release the clutch pedal too quick, it's not going to release the clutch as quick. There's going to be sort of a delay as that clutch re-engages or pops back out, and that's what I don't have right now. So because of the gearing, because there's no clutch delay valve, it's actually really difficult to find that sort of sweet spot between the two. And sometimes and what it feels like is at the beginning of the clutch, when I'm letting it out, it feels normal, but then once I get to the very end, it feels like it feels like something is kicking me off the clutch. It feels like the rate at which you need to be pressing on the clutch in order to let it out smoothly, it feels like that rate changes, and it's much harder to sort of modulate the clutch. And sometimes I get this sort of jerkiness with everything. And again, I think that all has to do with that clutch delay valve. And I think that these kinds of things, these changes, are things that, I don't know, you see these things on the message boards, and it's sort of like a monkey see, monkey do situation. Like, oh, everybody's doing that, I think I should do that. They don't really tell you why. Nobody really kind of discusses the why. And also, these things are sort of visceral. It's kind of hard to describe them on a message board, too. You got to figure that BMW put that clutch delay valve in there for a reason, and I think this was the reason. But different people are different, and you might have a different style of driving. You might want that really fast clutch. You might, the thing I keep thinking in my head is boy racer. That's what this car feels like right now. It feels like it's perfect for a boy racer. Just, somebody who is 18, 19, or in their early 20s who really wants to be doing this much work when they're driving around and having this much fun, I suppose. That's really not me anymore. I'm 36, going on 37, and I don't know that I really need this much. I don't really need it to be this on all the time. I think I would rather have a more balanced, a more sort of overall, just more balanced car. Now, I have a friend, he has an E46, it's a 328. So it's basically the same as a 330, maybe slightly less power that you're really never even going to notice that much. But I've driven his car around, and it's much more, as I would say, balanced. So where am I going to go from here? Number one, there are 3 manual transmissions in junkyards right now, and I think I'm definitely going to go out there and see if I can get one of those differentials and see if I can throw that in, because I think that will bring the whole car back to what I kind of feel like it should be. I'm also going to see if I can get a clutch delay valve. That might be difficult because those manual transmissions might be gone, and who knows if they took the clutch lines or not. I guess we'll see. I think it's very likely that I'll find the differential, but probably unlikely that I will find, the clutch delay valve. I took a look. Those clutch delay valves are like $82 to buy, just for a little brass valve with a little hole in it. It's just so stupid, But whatever. We're gonna see. There's still more work to be done to this, but all in all, I'm still really happy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it seem like I'm bitching a lot, because I'm not. I'm just kind of giving you my observations of the whole experience here. And so far I like it. It's fun. I don't know if I talked about this before I even did my whole swap here. In fact, I know I didn't. Why did I do this in the first place? I don't really know. I more so I did this for the channel, just to have something to do, really. Um, a lot of you guys were wanting the swap. You wanted to see the swap, and I guess you kind of like the way I do things and how thorough I am and all that stuff. So I hope you've gotten a good idea of what it takes to actually do one of these swaps. It's actually very doable. I think you really just need to get all the parts from a junkyard if you can. You can certainly buy them online and acquire them online. That's totally an option. You're going to pay a little bit more. I'll do a separate video on how much this whole thing cost me at the end of the day. It did cost me more than I was planning on it costing because, little things just add up and stuff. But all in all, it was very doable. It was not that bad. And I am definitely enjoying it. The point that I was getting to is the original reason I did this, or the reason the reason I didn't want to do this for the longest time is because I like having an automatic transmission. I just kind of like the ease with which you can cruise around town. I mean, I just went out to see my friend. He works at a tire shop, and I actually got a spare tire, just the tire itself, at a junkyard the other day, and he works at a tire shop. He just threw it on to my spare tire rim for me. And as I was driving out to him, I got caught in some stop and go traffic, and it was, it kind of sucked. But I'm not doing that every day. I work at home. I kind of just drive around town normally, so there's really not that much stop and go traffic like that where you're not getting stuck and having to just kind of keep coming off of first gear the whole time, which kind of sucks. But like I said, I really liked my manual transmission, and I did this swap in such a way that I might want to go back to it someday, and it might be fairly soon. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna drive around with this for a while, see how I like it ultimately, and if I want to go back, I can go back. Not that big of a deal. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you do a project like this if you are so inclined. I still have to do the coding video, which I definitely will do. Just to let you know, there are my check engine light is on, and a little gear icon with an exclamation point is on. And my check engine light is on, and there are 3 codes, and they are all transmission codes. So this car would not pass emissions in California because your check engine light has to be off. I don't know if it's like that on every state, which I think it's not, but in this state it wouldn't pass. So coding is a must. You absolutely have to do the coding in this state if you want to pass your emissions test and be able to re-register your car in 1 or 2 years whenever it comes up. So I think that's about it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm the 50s Kid. Thanks for watching.